Hello, this is GILA. What has been and is happening in America now is nothing short of a revolution. There is growing and overwhelming evidence of huge voter fraud. We're talking millions of votes, not just in mail-in ballots, but also from the corrupt Dominion voting system used in various states, as attorney Sidney Powell described to journalist Lou Dobbs yesterday.
Well, I can hardly wait to put forth all the evidence we have collected on Dominion, starting with the fact it was created to produce altered voting results in Venezuela for Hugo Chavez, and then shipped internationally to manipulate votes for purchase in other countries, including this one. It was funded by money from Venezuela and Cuba, and China has a role in it also. So if you want to talk about foreign election interference, we certainly have it now. We have staggering statistical evidence. We have staggering testimony from witnesses, including one who was personally in briefings when all of this was discussed and planned, beginning with Hugo Chavez and how it was designed there, and then saw it happening in this country. As soon as the state shut down on election night and stopped counting, those are the states where the most egregious problems occurred. We also need to look at, and we're beginning to collect evidence on the financial interests of some of the governors and secretaries of state who actually bought into the Dominion systems, surprisingly enough. Hunter Biden type graft to line their own pockets by getting a voting machine in that would either make sure their election was successful or they got money for their family from it.
Mainstream and social media are essentially complicit in the well-planned operation to steal the election from President Trump to create a deeply corrupt socialist, authoritarian and illegitimate government under the figurehead of senile Joe Biden, who are in essence seeking nothing less than the destruction of the USA as a free and fair republic.
Also, I mean, we are talking about hundreds of thousands of votes. President Trump won this election in a landslide. It's going to be irrefutable, and patriots are coming forward every day, all day, faster than we can collect their information with testimony they're willing to give under oath about how their votes were stolen and how the machines operated. They were updated the night of the election, sometimes after the election. We've got statistical evidence that shows hundreds of thousands of votes being just put in and replicated. It's going to be, there needs to be a massive criminal investigation, and it's going to affect millions of voters and elections.
Not only did President Trump actually win the election in a landslide, but if not enough states are able to certify the results to allow either main candidate to reach the necessary 270 votes, then there will be, according to the 12th Amendment of the Constitution, a contingent election. That means that the legislature of each state gets one vote to elect the president, and a majority of them are run by Republicans. As someone who cares deeply about freedom and human rights, and also happens to be married to an American who has some family living in the USA, this goes way beyond who will be the legitimate president from January the 20th. Because the USA is still the leader of the whole free world with huge influence, we are all at risk, whether American or not. Don't believe the lies and partisan whitewashing of this outrageous culmination of the long coup against President Trump and the true will of the majority of the American people as expressed legally and fairly in elections.
And it's been organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley people, the big tech companies, the social media companies, and even the media companies. And I'm going to release the Kraken.
Spread the truth as widely as you can, and do not stop doing so. I'm putting a link to the whole explosive conversation with Sidney Powell below, and you're also welcome to post my own video on any site supporting freedom and human rights. I truly fear there could be a civil war over this, and it is vital to get the truth out as quickly and as widely as possible to try to prevent that from happening and to alert everyone to what is really going on in America. And if you are an American citizen, whatever your political leaning, you can do more. You can, and frankly need, to stand up now for honesty, fairness, and integrity in the electoral process. Otherwise, there will never be a free and fair election again. In the spirit of the original American colonists, fighting 8 long years for the right to govern themselves freely and fairly, you need to stand up now, whatever it takes, and do not back down, because far, far more than the true result of this one election is actually at stake. Thank you for listening.